What if when those we love die, don't leave us forever, but instead their spirit surrounds us forever? A week ago, my husband and I lost our beloved fur baby, our dog, Ollie, and I can't help but feeling him all around me. And it's shifting my whole perspective on the relationship with death. Watching him die and holding him in my arms as he took his last breath, although it was gutting and horrible, it was this beautiful gift that we got to be together. And what a gift that I was able to be there in that moment of him taking that last breath, that he wanted us to be there with him. I feel him everywhere. And every moment that I breathe, I know that he's with me. I feel like he's been sending me signs. The other day, I was sitting in bed, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw something fall from the shelf in our closet to the floor. And it looked super lightweight, but then I heard it fall, and I just knew with everything in my being, I had to find whatever had fallen. So I got up, and I'm looking around, and I find this note. And it says, "Rachel, I love you for the way that you love Ollie." And Kyle wrote this to me May of last year. And the wild thing is that 6 months ago when we were dealing with toxic mold, we put any paper items that we were keeping in contamination bins. The fact that this was even in our room is mind-boggling, and the fact that it fell and there was nothing that disturbed the shelf or anything, it just fell on its own. And it just felt like this incredible sign from Ollie. And I just wept as I read it. And it just has brought me so much peace. It felt like a sign of him saying, I'm okay. And I'm so grateful for how you loved me and continue to love me in this new phase of our relationship to each other. Me not here in this physical form, but always with you. Also, just days before he would pass, I had this gut feeling that I needed to start sitting outside every morning for 20 minutes, no matter the weather. The day after he passed, I sat outside and I felt him in everything. And the way that the sun shined on the mountains, and the way the trees lit up, and the way that the birds chirped. Because every day for 14 years of his life, he sat out and watched that view most of the day, of every day, and was a part of this landscape. And he will forever be part of it. And I feel like our souls had this conversation before he passed of preparing me so that I could have that moment and I can have this connection with him by simply just being outside and being with him and feeling him in the land that our home sits on. And that's just such a special gift. And we got 53 inches of snow over the last 48 hours. And I cannot help but feel like it was Ollie. He loved the snow. And I think he was giving us this opportunity for Kyle and I to just be in our grief and not have to go anywhere, but just to be in this land, in our home. And although it's a lot of snow and we're going to be digging ourselves out for several days, I can't help but feel like it was him just being like, I want you guys to be together. I want you to not have to be anywhere and just to be able to grieve me. And I just find that so special. Grief is a wild thing. There's no manual of how to get through it. And it comes in so many waves. It showed up for me in many different ways, and it takes different forms at different moments throughout the day. It's looked like numbing out, honestly, watching a lot of trash TV, eating junk food the day after Ollie passed. We just were like, let's just veg out and get the comfort foods. And it was so needed, because then the next day I was like, why did we do that? I don't feel good. And I'm glad that we enjoyed it and we didn't feel like we were punishing ourselves because we did that. But just letting ourselves veg out has been a big part of our grief and processing this. And for me, also taking actionable steps. So putting my energy and my focus into things that I can control. That has been a big thing. And it's been like, what projects can we finish in our house? We got rid of a lot of our furniture through our mold remediation process, and finally feeling like, okay, we should replace these things. We should finally finish these projects to make our home feel complete and cozy. And that has been where my energy has been, really focusing on those things and distracting myself. But then I find moments where I'm choked up, and I find moments where I'm just irritable for no reason, and moments where I just feel angry, and allowing myself to feel all those things and know that that's okay. That I don't need to be perfect. I don't have to have anything figured out. That this is exactly what needs to be, and not forcing things to change or get better or whatever it is. I also find Kyle and I are sharing memories and those stories that just filled us with joy, and looking at photos of him and videos of him and just remembering all of the good moments that we had with him. I think the fact that we got to be there with him in those final moments, as painful as they were, to watch him struggle until he was able to take that final breath, it has helped bring peace to me that I didn't have to have anyone but us three there. That he got to go on in his own time and not be rushed, or he just got to go peacefully, and I'm so grateful for that. And it helps me find peace in this grieving process, that the one request we had for him was, Ollie, we just hope that you go peacefully at home. And he did just that. He honored our one wish for him, and I can't help but be so grateful for that, because it got to be us three and we got to love on him. And grief is such a journey, and it will be ever evolving. But today I feel good. I feel good because there's so much snow and the sun is shining, and I feel Ollie all around me.